Hi, I'm ColeStokes, and this is my CSC388 final project for computer forensics. I'll start with my problem statement or executive summary. So mobile forensics is a very challenging field due to the complexity involved. There's different devices with different operating systems on different carriers, different versions, different codes for applications that are used. Makes it very difficult to perform a forensic investigation. I'm trying to make the field a little bit more accessible by showing you how to create a virtualized Android environment for forensic testing. This is also good if you have an iPhone with no access to an Android, or you have an Android phone and you just feel safer with a virtualized environment for testing. It's always good to have a production environment. So I'll start with the technologies used. I use VirtualBox for all of my networking. It's an internal pfSense router, and I just have that configured to 192.168.1.1 as my default gateway. Everything will just go through this pfSense router. There's only one Kane machine, and there should be about 2 Androids. But if you don't want to use Kane, this comes pre-installed with ADB. You can use any Linux distribution you want, or a Windows machine connected to this router, or any router, whatever system you have set up at home. As long as you have ADB installed, that's what I'll be using. You can use that with PowerShell on Windows, or just install it on Linux with a few simple commands. So, how do I get this Android VDI? Well, you're going to go to this website, and that stands for Virtual Disk Image, by the way. Go to this website. And for my initial test, I used the R1 Pi, the 64-bit version. But for this, I'll be using the R2 Pi. And this will give you a .7 zip file. You'll need to decompress this before you're able to use it, but I already have this installed, so I'm going to hit cancel, and I will show you how to begin the process of getting your own Android virtual machine. So first I'm going to go to Tools and New. I'm going to name this Android 2 because I'm very creative. I'm going to go to Other. Perfect, that'll work. And this is a Linux distribution, type Other, 64-bit, because we downloaded a 64-bit version. I'm going to give it about a gig because that'll be enough. I'm going to use an existing virtual hard drive because that's what we installed and decompressed is a virtual hard drive. And I've already got it attached right here, the Android 9.0 R2 64-bit. Very important, about 6 gigs. And we're going to create. I'm going to power it on. Actually, first, before I power it on, I'm going to go to Settings. Audio, I'm going to disable audio, and USB, and disable USB. That's always good to disable stuff that you don't need. Going to go to network, and I don't want NAT. I want internal network to connect to my router over here that I have preset up and configured. And I just call this test lab 1, and I'm going to change this to paravirtualized network for VirtuoNet. MAC address, that's fine, and just to check that these are off, perfect. I'm going to hit OK. That should be all I need to do. I'm going to power it on. Alright, so you're going to have 4 boot options. This by default is only a command line, so what I'm going to do is go to debug mode and change the first boot to have a graphical user interface by default, which I think is very nice. So we're going to let this load for a little bit. Alright. We're going to do mount-o, remount, comma, rw. /mnt. Oh, I spelled that wrong. wmnt. There we go. I'm going to go to the mount directory, the grub, to edit the grub. And there's a menu.lst. Going to edit that with vi. And in this first one, the first bootable option, what I'm going to do is at the very end of the first line, I'm going to press I to insert and do no mode set capital UVESA underscore MODE equals 1024x728, and that'll be the size of the display window. So to exit vi, I'm going to hit escape, :WQ. And now I'm out of it, and I'm simply going to reboot -F to restart. And boot into the first one, and hopefully we should have a graphical user interface. Perfect. First try. Alright, first thing I'm going to do once I'm in here is I'm going to hit Alt F1 to go to the command line with root and do ifconfig. And you'll see at the very top, WLAN 0, our INET address is 192.168.1.102. So that means that we should be able to connect to our default gateway by pinging it. Perfect, that works. And just to check, I'm going to see if I can ping my Cane box. Perfect, looks like it's connected. So what I'm going to do is go to my Cane box, which I have pulled up over here. I'll open up my Android machine, and I'll give this a reboot so we have the graphical user interface again. Just gonna see if I can ping it from my Cane box. Looks like I can. What I'm gonna do then is ADB connect 192.168.1.102. And I'm gonna do ADB devices. Perfect, looks like I'm connected. So what I like to do is I go to menu, forensic tools, mobile forensics, and screen copy. This is always really fun. You can see the environment on this machine. So if you have a lot of different Android machines, you can just remote into it from here. I'm going to close out of this. And if we want to, we can pop a shell. And this way we can remotely connect to it, look at all the different files, find different APKs, continue a live forensic investigation of a live phone. You can also do ADB logcat-c. Oh, ABD. Cat-c. Oh, ADB. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm in the shell. ADB logcat-c. Oh, nothing. Let that load. There you go. And this way you can see all the different logs that are being generated, what it's being connected to. You can even cat this into a different file if you need to keep these logs. Very useful information. Let's see. So we have logcat. We can do bug report and then set a path if we need to. Let's see if we can do ADB backup. And then from here we can set a password. And now we have a backup if we want to do a forensic investigation, which I think is really, really cool. Let's see if we can do... can also root into it. And that about sums it up. There's a lot of different cool things that you can do with ADB. Hopefully I taught you a couple of tips and tricks, and now you have your own Android virtual environment to run different tests on. And instead of using Cane, you can use a really expensive software, or continue to use ADB. Either way, you have an Android that can connect either remotely or through USB. Thank you.